This is not the first time that obviously this conversation has taken place here. Even here in the U.S., like here in Colorado, they banned the sale of certain gaming computers because they quote unquote are too energy intensive. And so, and I think California might have done the same. And so,
Wait, what?
oh
You're
yeah,
kidding.
no, it's not even that. That's not even that was like a couple of years ago, I think. And so, I knew this battle was coming for a long time. And really, this is bigger than Bitcoin, I think, right? Like, I think there's some people out there, even conspiratorial, thinking is this energy crisis about forwarding or destroying Bitcoin? And in some ways, I'd say yeah, but it's really more just about destroying individual sovereignty in any regard, right? Like there was a quote that was circling the internet yesterday. I don't know who the guy was, but in this clip he talks about when food is abundant and cheap, you can't control people. When energy is abundant and cheap, it's really difficult to control people. But if you make energy and food scarce, you can control people quite easily, right? I mean, the second they get hungry and they no longer have 21st century living, right? Which the basis of 21st century living is electricity. The second that those are removed, like you can get people to dance to whatever tune you'd like, so long as you're the holder of that food or that energy. And so, I think the more conspiratorial side of me, I've been saying this for a long time. I truly think that there are governments that are hoping to inch toward the nationalization of energy production. The way they do that is, and they could do it almost in one swift go, right? It's kind of like the Paris Climate Accord situation, where because the existential threat, if we don't nationalize energy production, what they will say is the existential threat is, literally the disappearance of the human species, right? The extinction of us, and a habitable planet. If that's the monster in the closet, right? There's no amount of tyranny or abhorrent behavior that can't be justified, right? Where it's like, well, yeah, what's a few slaves if we're going to save mankind? What's a few this if we're going to save mankind? Like what's a few liberties if it's either you live under tyranny or we're all going to die. Like it's kind of one of these insane wagers. And I think it's it's edging toward that. The basis of that, though, the kind of foundation of that, even that plane of thought, is one that's flawed, and that's what Chris was talking about. Is that the moralization of energy consumption? And now, I mean, energy is never really consumed. It's always kind of interesting to me that we use the language, but it's the second that we set, a nominal or a relative level where like this is bad and this is good, well then we're begging for not only just regulation, but we're begging for like control, right? It's going to ultimately be governments trying to control how much energy Bitcoin transacts with, right? That's the other weird thing, is that Bitcoin is not consuming energy in many ways, right? It's Bitcoin just happens to be the only currency on earth that anyone can trade electricity for,